You looking for me, you can find me at the barbershop. Pulling up to get a cut, bumping through the parking lot. I keep it clean, Rico's where I'm running to. If you in the city, then you probably gonna be coming to. Gang getting down, Red's getting down, Nick getting down, Ron getting down, just to name a few. Everybody blade on point. You trying to get fresh, I'm telling you this the joint. Hands down, top shop up in this vicinity. Promises age 9, LaRon been getting me. Temper on the side, I'm trying to grow out the waves.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the K.O.S. Barber Club podcast, where we discuss the collection of wisdom on the science of everything in life. And we do so by interviewing our guests, talking about their upbringings, finding out where they had a self-awareness, where they created a self-concept, and how they developed their self-knowledge to get to the point they are today. And today I'm excited because I brought a friend of mine. And I told him earlier that I was excited because I've been his friend since the beginning of where he started his journey till now. And it's a really good story. His name is Gianni Perocarpi, a.k.a. Gianni Cash. Was a member of the Mayday band from Miami, Florida. And now he's a Miami real estate expert. And he's also a GQ model, as you guys can see.
Thank you, sir. What's up, my brother?
Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Cheers.
Absolutely.
Start this
Thank
off
you
with
so
some
much.
Cabernet.
You got it, man. Well, yeah, man. So what's going on? I haven't seen you in a
I
while.
haven't seen you in forever. And when I see you, it's always amazing because we kick off right where we started.
Yeah, well, that's what friendships are about. You know what I mean?
And it's always a good convo. And then now we have this platform to like express ourselves. And also the reason I made this podcast is to show and tell people stories of how people have made it past all the turmoil and all the craziness, but mostly using knowledge itself.
Got it.
And we identify that by like going back in time and like seeing where it is that you kind of made a decision to go left or go right. And then from there, we just spawn off the conversation and we just keep it moving.
Got it. Well, yeah, man. So
where do you want to start off? You want to start off? I always ask people like, do you remember your first thought? Like conscious thought? Like as a kid?
that's a deep question because it's like years and years ago.
Correct.
And I've been losing some
Memory. We were talking
memory.
about
You
that
know what I
earlier.
mean? But my first thought, wowzers. I don't remember my
Conscious thought
um
or first memory?
I mean, what comes to mind is like me being in Chile as a little boy.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
Like in my house, like in a farm. That's where it takes me, you know? Yeah, so I'm from Chile. I came to Miami when I was 8 years old. This is
Okay.
1988.
Okay.
And there shortly after I gained a passion for music, you know?
When you came
Which-
here or you always had it?
Well, as a little kid, no, man, I've had it since very young, actually. I have some memories of doing family like talent shows, if you will.
That's dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I had older cousins that were into music. My sister was also into music, and
Yeah.
so we would gather like in the
Yeah.
weekends, and we would have
This
dinners.
is before internet and the
Of
TV at that
course.
time was off after 12.
100%. So you had your mind to really like do the creative thinking. You know what I mean?
Don't you miss that though?
I do a lot. It's really messed up how things are
'Cause-
now, but
I was trying to tell my kid the other day that we were
Uh-huh.
watching TV and it was late. And I'm like, yo, Saba is late. He's like, Dad, come on, I want to finish. I was like, man, you're lucky. If you would have grown up in my time, as soon as 12 o'clock hit, whatever you're watching, woo, and those,
Yeah.
what were those called? The little lines that come out of the TV?
like yeah.
And then you're like, damn it.
yeah, no.
No more
I
broadcast.
mean, we didn't have much. We had. I
We
mean,
had it
in-
all.
Now.
No, then.
Oh yeah,
Because you had an option to go out and play. Everybody was out.
yeah,
You had an option to like create something that you haven't seen before because it really hasn't.
absolutely.
Now everything
now
is
it's like-
bit.
It's
You know?
you're overstimulated with things, and it's hard to get creative, you know.
Exactly.
So, but back in that day, I remember doing like talent shows with my family. So we would gather around, and I had a really crafty cousin that actually made a guitar, not a
That's where
real
you got it.
guitar, but like
Yeah,
a
well, a
fake
toy, a
guitar,
toy.
but like with like moving parts, like the
And that took
volume
your
knobs.
imagination.
Dude, like that's yeah, exactly. And I was young. I mean, I want to say I was like 4 or 5 years old
Yeah.
around this time. And so I remember rocking that guitar, bro. Like this fake guitar,
You remember how it looked?
and
Or it
I
was
do remember how it looked. It was a squarish 80s guitar because that was kind of the style, right? It
okay.
wasn't like a Jimi Hendrix
Yeah, yeah.
with the horns. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
just more of a like a squarish. It was black and it was cool, man, because we were doing we were covering Soda Stereo. I don't know, you're Colombian.
Oh, the Spanish rock group?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. So we would, or Los Prisioneros, which is a band from Chile. So,
Badass.
that's kind of like my first beginnings of music
And conscious
through
thought.
my family and my cousins um and so yeah, so that's kind of like my first
And is it
thoughts about.
safe to say that's when you were like, yo, I think I want to do this? Like,
It was always like something that sparked something, but it wasn't like at that moment that I said like I want to be a musician,
spark,
because
the spark, man.
there was a little spark there, but no, that's like the real big spark came when I got to the United States, to
Okay.
Miami in 1988.
So you were born, what, 80?
I was born in 80,
Came 88, so you're 8 years old.
8 years old.
How was that? Was that a culture shock or what?
Hell yeah.
Big time.
Oh my God.
I came here when I was 6.
So we're around the same
Yeah,
age,
yeah.
right? So yeah, and you're coming from Colombia, right?
Yeah, when I came and everybody was talking this gibberish, I was like, what is this? And then they're like, oh, it's English. I'm like, what? But I
Yeah.
picked up on it quick, dude.
Oh no, absolutely.
I don't understand how I did it, but I did it because I was watching cartoons. Obviously, there was no Spanish cartoons.
Sure, no. I mean, you're forced into something and you have no other way of, like you have to learn.
Yeah, and then I
Because
had
people, you're wherever you move to, maybe neighbors, kids, whatever. Yeah, that's how it was for me.
me. It was my mom. My mom, she didn't understand either, so they told her that school opens at a certain time and it
Mhm.
closes at a certain time. So my mom thought that it was she had to drop me off at that time. So my mom dropped me off in school like at 6 in the morning, dude. And I'm like the only kid there, and I'm thinking to myself like, "Yo, am I in the right place?" Like, and I'm waiting. All of a sudden, this Israeli boy, Idan, shout out to Idan, first friend I ever had, and he was Israeli, no Spanish, and I'm Colombian, no
So
English.
like the barrier of communication, it kind of goes away because you are kids.
Yeah, but then
Eh,
guess what? He brings out a soccer ball, and he's like, "You play?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And
That
then
was the
that's
communication.
that's when we became friends.
That's what's up.
And
Well, yeah,
and,
that's
and then weeks later, I was already saying words, and a month later, I was already like, blah, 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 blah.
that's very similar to what happened to me.
Okay,
I
so
came
8 years old, you're here in the United States. Where did you go live?
in the hammocks
The Hammocks in Kendall.
in Kendall.
Killer
Yeah.
Kendall,
Killer Kendall,
the
man.
crazy hood.
Yeah, I that's where I came to this complex called Heron by the Hammocks Lakes. And I came and I remember kids skateboarding. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is that? Like,
Oh, word, yeah, because
because
yeah,
I'm
yeah. In
like,
Chile was
bro,
everything is like,
dirt roads and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, well, that's where I came from, Villa Alemana, which is like a city that wasn't really developed, off the outskirts of like the main Viña del Mar, which is on
And
the
what made your
coast.
parents and everything come out here? Just the dream.
Bro, opportunity, bro. My parents were very thoughtful in that sense that they
Okay.
wanted to give us a better opportunity. My parents, my dad has been a pioneer in that. He actually, so I have two siblings,
Okay.
two older. I'm the baby of my family. I have an older sister, Silvana, which is 6 years older than me, and I have a brother that's 12 years older than me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so
Wow.
you could say I was kind of like
Following their lead.
no, I was like an accident, like a good accident. Cause think about it, my brother's 12 years older than
Yeah, yeah,
me.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So I was a blessing in the family,
That's better.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you really think about it, like
It's like they didn't have plan B
it
back
was
then.
a love nugget that came like out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So, but I what I lost my train of thought here.
Yeah,
What was
you came hammocks,
hammocks?
and you were getting
So
adjusted to the U.S.
so basically, bro, I learned English by looking at TV.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I was watching the box, the music
Really?
channel.
Oh, you
Yes,
had cable.
I did have cable, but the
I didn't
cable was
have.
like 6 channels.
I didn't have cable.
It
I
was
would have
like
been. I would have been going to your crib to watch it.
Univision, The box
Yeah, you had the
and
rotary.
like channel 7. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah. People don't know about that shit.
No, they don't. With the antennas and shit.
Yeah, I was the one, since I was the youngest out of all my uncles and stuff, I was the one that had to stand there holding it.
Yeah,
And I
bro.
would let it go. They'd be like, what are you doing? I was, damn.
Yeah. No, those were those days. Those were our days,
Those
right?
were the days that developed character and personality.
Yeah. So it was a culture shock because it was very, it's very Spanish to come into at that age.
Yeah.
Culture shock. Everything's different. Drive through McDonald's. Very flat, by the way. Miami's very, very flat, swampy.
You came
And
from
dude, bro, I
hills,
live like not,
mountains.
bro, right next to a mountain. So like, I would ride my bike down the
How did you
hill.
feel when it came to that? Like,
I was bummed out.
I didn't really care. I was
I
I
was
was in
like,
awe of
yeah,
how everything was so clean and organized. I was like, what?
no, man. I was like, yes, I would say that it was like very developed because I
Yeah.
wasn't used to
Yeah.
that. But I remember I was kind of sad. I told my mom, I'm like, where are the mountains?
You remember that? Okay,
Yes,
so that's a conscious thought that you had.
100%. I was like, where are the mountains? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, baby.
There's
Like,
no
there's no
mountains
mountains
here.
here. I'm like, what?
Like, what do you mean?
What? Like, how
What
can
planet
there
is this?
not be mountains
What
here?
planet is
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So, like, that was a huge thing for me. Like,
Yeah.
right? Um, but then whatever. Then I adapted. Like everything in life, you have to adapt to certain situations and stuff. But man, the box was my holy Bible, bro.
So the box influenced you to go towards the realm of music more.
Absolutely, man. The box like changed my life
What
because,
what video from the box did you?
bro, there's so many, right? Like at that time, so it's 1988, right?
88.
And so it's like 19.
Meatloaf.
Nah, bro. No. No,
Oh, that
because
was MTV.
no, because the box was like hip hop.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it
yeah.
was
That's what I
rap
was about to say.
music.
Yeah, yeah,
It was very urban,
yeah.
right? So it was like rod
Yes.
bass
It
and
takes two.
DJ. It takes two.
It
Like
takes
that
two.
was like a huge smash.
Yes, sir.
And that beat and that rhythm was undeniable. Like, you know what I mean? Bust a Move by Young MC, like Public Enemy, like Two Live Crew, Me So Horny, me like I'm saying like
No,
Me
I
So
mean, I
Horny,
don't think
like
they played that one. I think they played the Band in the USA one. That was the one that they would play a lot.
yes, but but I remember hearing the radio too,
Yeah,
like
back
during
in
that
those
era
days.
was
Wow.
like, so that was my like, that's how I got
Intro
it.
to the music.
Yeah. And then you know, then I started experimenting or searching for new like
Avenues and
sonic,
stuff.
yeah, new artists but that's later, right?
Yeah.
Because I was still like, so when I came, I played soccer too as well. Like that
Yeah.
was my big thing. Like I was a soccer player.
Yeah, that's what we did.
Exactly.
Like people play basketball
Naturally.
here.
Yeah. We
In
play
our
soccer.
country, we play soccer.
100%.
When I saw basketball, I was like, what is that?
I knew basketball because my cousin played basketball.
Okay.
And he's like, yo, Michael Jordan. And I remember coming and seeing Michael Jordan like big time.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Yeah,
bro,
he was the guy.
he was an icon. He was the legend, right?
That's when he was starting off. Like,
And back in those days, there's not many avenues of like channels to South America. So like the main things are like that, like Michael Jackson, like fucking
yeah, it
Michael
was
Jordan,
all the
like
mics, Mike Tyson, Michael
yes,
Jackson, Michael
yeah,
Jordan.
yeah.
That's what it was about.
That
The
exactly
big mics.
100%.
So you would say you already had like a self-awareness at that time? Yeah, because you were like, where are the mountains? What's
Oh
up with
yeah,
this music?
yeah.
I might want to do this music.
Yeah, so I think I was definitely self-aware that I had a big passion for art, like art
Okay.
and creativity.
Music was just a plus, but it was
Yeah.
all of the above.
All of the above, bro.
Okay.
Like I was drawing on my sneakers, my Reeboks that I bought at Marshalls and shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like
Well, in those times, was there Marshalls? At those times?
or yes, bro. Bro. Marshalls has been around for years. Because I remember the one I used to go to the one in Kendall, like Marshalls by
Well, Kendall had
the
a lot of things that
by
other places
Kmart.
didn't have.
So there was a Kmart and a Marshalls.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro.
Wow.
And service merchandise.
Yes, I remember that one.
Bro, those are classic spots, retail spots.
My classic spot, retail spot, is called Woolworth.
I don't remember that.
That was on the beach on
Oh, okay.
Lincoln, and I
Yeah?
think it was 17th or something. Yeah, Woolworth.
So when you came, you were in the beach?
I grew up on the beach. Yeah.
So which is very different from the Kendall.
Yeah, this is what people don't understand.
Like
The
that,
beach was
yeah,
like, it's not the hood,
right.
but it was
But it
very,
was
very low income families.
so
Because all the apartments, everything was from the 50s, 60s, and
sure.
70s.
So I know because my wife was born in Jackson Memorial
Okay.
and she lived in the beach
Oh,
since
wow.
she was a baby.
Really?
Yes, 1977.
Okay.
So she was raised in the beach. And so she tells me the stories like of that whole like transition of the
Yeah.
like from where the beach
It was
started. And
tough. I mean, it was fun though, because
I'm
you're
sure you
on the
probably
beach.
know my girl. Maybe you guys ran into each other.
I
Did you go to Miami Beach High?
I went to Beach High from
S-
94 to 99.
So then you
Well, not
might
actually
have
94,
then
95,
you
yeah, 99.
maybe you might have ran into my girl.
She would have been older
Sh-
at that time.
Okay, yeah, probably.
And at that time when I was all I would do was play soccer.
Sure.
So I was focused on that, laser focus. I barely went to school. I just went to take tests and that was about it,
Gotcha.
which bit me
Yeah,
in the fucking ass when
it happens.
they didn't let me graduate on time because I didn't have
The
enough.
credits or whatever.
No, I had everything except attendance.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We had a really cool principal. And the principal asked me like one day, like, Gene, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing. He's like, why didn't you come to school? I was like, I don't want to. And he's
Not
like, oh,
interested.
but you have to, because I'm like, look, I'm passing my classes. I don't understand.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get it. I'm like, yo, I come for the test. I
And I'm
pass the test.
passing.
I'm good. What do you?
Yeah.
I
I
didn't know
hate
that it was a
those,
requirement.
bro. I hate
All
those
that
stupid
stuff.
rules.
Yeah, all that stuff to me was like foreign. I'm like, yo, if I'm going into class to do the test and I pass the test,
Sure.
I'm not cheating.
No,
I'm just reading the book the
I
night
feel you.
before.
I understand. I think school is not practical for
It
people.
just teaches you how to follow suit.
Yes, exactly. It
Bell
teaches
rings. I
you
gotta
how to be a
go.
follower
Sit
in
down.
some sort of
Raise your
sense.
hand. It's like I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be that person that follows the rules. I've always been the person that's had like issues or problems with authority.
Sure.
Not because I'm bad. It's just
Sure.
because I'm like, why?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I don't understand it. Why you do it?
I
So that conversation came
I'm a
about.
little bit like that, but I never had like I've known where to like, okay, I need to before I get roped, I'm gonna stop.
That's what I needed to
You
learn
know what I
with
mean?
experiences.
So
So after a
because
lot of arrests, I was like, damn, I gotta change.
I cut so many corners, but I did it the smart way. And yeah, because I don't wanna get in trouble and shit.
Yeah,
You
man.
know
So
what I
it
mean?
was just
Yeah.
like that. I was very well read, so I understood things.
Sure.
And then I didn't see how things could be that way. Like, what do you mean I have to come in a certain amount of days? Like, if I know the curriculum and I
Sure,
know
sure, of
that,
course.
why are you telling me that I can't graduate?
That's how I feel about life now. Like I utilize that model now as an older,
There
you
you
know what I
go.
mean?
Well, I did it 30 years ago. You feel me?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then the principal was cool because he was like, look, Gene, I understand you. It seems like you understand me, what I'm telling you.
Sure.
And then he told me, he was like, don't worry about it. Just, you're going to graduate, just not at the time you think. Just do what you got to do. And then you're fine. Cause they wanted to kick me out of school. Cause I think out of, I don't know how many days I was absent 80% of the time. And that's because remember, Beach High at that time didn't have a fence. They didn't keep you in
And
locked in. You could walk in and out as much as you want.
yeah. And it was a lot loose. It was
Yeah.
very loose.
Dude, I was the first generation where they started giving us IDs.
Sure.
And I'm like, yo, what the hell we need an ID for?
Yeah.
And then from the ID came the uniforms, and it was
And then the fencing and then
yeah,
protection
and
everywhere. And then
now
it
it
looks like a
looks
fucking jail.
now it looks like TGK.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
But
I sold a house across the street from there.
the TGK?
No, no, Miami High.
Because if
Miami
you sold it
Beach High.
across the street from TGK,
No,
that's
no,
bad.
no. Miami Beach High.
Wow.
Beach High. Yeah.
That's
4
expensive.
4.3, bro.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah.
Dude, I remember when I was growing up and on the beach, all
Uh-huh.
those houses were
Dude, they're dirt cheap.
they
No,
were dirt cheap and they were old.
yeah.
And the people that lived there were people
were
that couldn't
old.
afford to go to Candle. They couldn't afford to go to Miami Springs or Miami Lakes.
Right.
So people lived there.
No, it's crazy the transition Miami has made over the years, bro. It's crazy.
To me, it's like
I remember.
I think they have like I had a friend of mine, Christina Crespi.
Okay.
She's the CEO of Business Authority in downtown,
Okay.
and she kind of like let me know that there's like a schedule. Like they have like certain amount. Okay, after 10 years, they have to do certain things. Like We have to fix this,
Like
modify
modifications
this.
to the city or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
because when I graduated high school, the year after, they were already building the new high school. And
Sure.
when I left middle school, they were doing the same, and the same was for elementary school. So they were just following suit, you know?
Right.
And it just got me to a point where I'm like, damn, every time I leave, it gets better. Every time I leave, it gets better. But now that I know, it was better before.
Yeah.
Because I tell people there wasn't a fence up in school, and they're like, what?
Yeah.
We didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fences up in your school.
For sure.
You walk through the grass, you go out past the
If we
parking lot.
only knew the future in those times,
I
you
don't
know what I
know. I
mean?
don't know if that's a good thing to think about, because if you know, that means you're not gonna have this spontaneous fun that you had when you were young. How many times did you say,
No,
"Yo,
but
let's just go
I
to the
go.
mall," and next thing you know, it, you know,
Yeah, yeah. But I always go back. I'm like, man, I wish I would have known this. Like, oh my God. You know what I mean?
that would have.
Especially because of my real estate, career, right? I say that shit to myself all the fucking time.
Why didn't I know? That's like
No,
fantasy
no,
football.
but for example, right? Like, so like
Yeah.
Collins
Yes.
and
Washington.
Washington, all those buildings were getting foreclosed on
Yeah.
for fucking like $300,000.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that,
but 300,000 at that time was equivalent to maybe 2, 3 million
yeah,
now.
but not really, bro. Like,
I mean, yeah, it is. 300,000 at that time. In that time, if you were a
I
millionaire,
understand.
1 million, you were set.
Yeah, but for example, my wife tells me all the time, she's like, babe, like, I remember walking on Collins and telling my mom, like, we could buy this building right now, right? Because my wife has always been very like on top of her stuff.
Okay.
And she was overqualified for everything she's done. So she was very on top of her financials and everything.
Okay.
And she just didn't have the oversight to do it, or because,
Yeah, she didn't get that
sh-
break.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Or
feel that.
or she felt like it was too risky. She didn't have the knowledge of someone like go ahead and do it and have that push. You know what I mean?
My mother, she bought a 2-2
Mm-hmm.
on Fifth and Michigan. Fifth and Michigan, right in front of the
Bro,
school. A
wait.
2-2
Uh-huh.
with 2 parking spots.
Uh-huh.
And her mortgage was $600 a month.
Yeah. So my wife lived on Michigan and 6.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know the
Like
one
so
that's
across,
the
uh-huh.
one that's like a little U?
Yeah.
It's 2 floors.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
where I
I know.
live.
Yeah, I think I know that building.
That's Fifth.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's literally the
So it's
one
across
right
this because so 5th, but on 5th?
on Fifth.
So Michigan and 5th.
Right by, you know where they built the Burger King back in the day?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Right by there.
Right there.
Right
Okay.
there.
Gotcha.
It was like,
So
wow.
yeah, so she was on Michigan and 6, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
I probably passed by her plenty
Yeah,
of times.
so we still have that apartment.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I just
So the-
renovate I
so
just
the-
renovated that apartment.
So the mother bought that apartment.
That her mother, yeah, her mother bought the apartment for like I want to say like very cheap, like 40
Yeah.
like $46,000.
Yeah, it was
It's
cheap.
it's like a 2-2. Boutique building, 2
Yeah.
stories, right? Like you had stairs to go upstairs and the rooms were upstairs.
And it was extremely easy to purchase, because I remember my mom, she didn't have good credit or nothing.
Dude, bro.
And all of a sudden we had an apartment. I was like, wow.
Listen, so through the journey of real estate, like I've dealt with so many people, right? And some are older with
Yeah.
a lot of wisdom, and the stories that they tell me are like mind-boggling because like they're like, Gianni, like you would not believe how I bought this property, like an acre in Pinecrest, for example, which right now those properties like an acre in Pinecrest will begin at like 2.3, just the land, just the dirt,
the actual,
without the actual
housing.
property, without the house, without the dwelling.
Wow.
And yeah, that's how. So that area is a really good area, which is it's a central area with big land, which isn't. There's not many places like that in Miami. Very good schools, very good family, like income, like social economics there is very high. So, but for example, back in the day, I've helped people sell these lots, and we get into these stories, and he's like, Gianni, like you would not believe, like we partitioned 5 acres, and I bought it from like the original owner,
Yeah.
and he asked for $70,000, and I didn't know what to do. Like I went to the bank. I went to Great Western. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the days, like Great Western is now Chase
Yeah.
throughout the years. You know what I mean? Or maybe Bank of America. I don't know, but um, he he went to the bank and they're like, all right, well, we could give you a loan, but we need taxes. And the guy's like, all right, well, what do I do?
Oh,
He's
everything
like,
was written.
do it. And
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, he's like, I literally made up my own taxes to
Wow.
buy a house. I scrapped some like pay stubs and I wrote my like income and I got a loan from the bank and I bought this like 1 acre property. And he bought it for like $70,000 and I helped him sell it for like 2.1 years later
Wow.
with like a cottage, which has been now, by the way, which was demolished. They built a mansion and it just sold for like $9 million. Crazy.
How old was this gentleman?
He's my man Elliot, a very nice individual, dear client of
I
mine.
like that name.
Elliot, yeah. He's a certified
Yeah.
public
So what people
accountant.
don't know, Gianni's came from humble beginnings, as he explained, and now he's a real estate expert, and his firm is pretty big. I remember you telling me the story about it. You want some more of this right here?
Yeah, sure.
Let me pass one.
Yeah.
So, all
So
right, before we
no,
get into
but man,
the
I think we need to get into some music stuff.
yeah,
And then-
before we
and-
get into that,
yeah,
I was gonna lead into that. So,
yeah. Because there's so much story, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we could be here a long time. You know what I
talking
mean?
about all types of things. That's what I love talking about with you
Yeah.
about. Is just we can talk about anything.
Right. Right.
Yanni is very well informed and he's a smart guy. He's a cool guy. So let's get into it, man. The
Let's do
music
it.
thing. When I met you, this was 2008, 9-ish.
Yeah.
You were working in FPL. Can I say
That's
that?
right, bro.
And you walked into the shop. And,
Yes.
And I
Yes,
was
bro.
the gentleman that was lucky enough to sit you on the chair.
Yeah.
And be like,
Random.
I think Andrew put you down.
Andrew Ceballos.
Yes.
My man, Buck,
Yeah.
Buck
Shout out
50.
to Buck. Yeah,
Yeah,
he said, "Yo, I'm gonna send you my boy. He works with me in FPL." I was like, "All right, man."
That's right, bro. I was
You remember
actually,
that?
bro. You just reminded me. I was training Andrew as a meter reader. Like,
Yes.
I was training him.
Yes.
So yeah, man. I mean, life takes you in different journeys, right? But I was working for
All right,
FPNL.
so where was your mindset at that time?
So I was working for FPNL.
Okay.
I was a meter reader.
Yes.
So man, so many stories, bro. Because you're in the street all day.
Yeah, but
and-
let's get into the
Okay,
mindset because
So
I want people to understand how you went from being a FPL meter reader
sure.
to being an expert realtor selling $1 million properties,
So the journey is
doing
this.
very well for yourself.
The journey was like this. I was working for FPNL. I was already doing music. Before Mayday, I was in a band called Aboriginal. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Do you happen
Yeah,
to
I
know
remember
them?
the stories when I was cutting your hair. You would tell me.
So I was in a band called Aboriginal. We're like local heroes in Kendall. You know, all the greats of the Miami Legends know us from back in the day. Um, and we kind of, shout out to my boys in Aboriginal. Love you guys. We're still
Still connected?
Oh my God, we're still best friends, bro. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna go reunite or what? No, maybe no.
We've talked about it. We have a chat, a WhatsApp chat.
I don't know. I heard
And-
about
but-
about a Mayday reunite.
Yeah. I mean, we could get into that a little
That's
later.
what I want.
Yeah. That's what's up. So I was doing music, and then Aboriginal kind of went through its things, and we dissolved, right? And then right around that time, I'm a beat maker, so
Yeah. So why did you guys dissolve? Because of what? Just different ways of thinking.
Bro, it's
People
just
were-
we were young kids, and my boy, had a relationship and eventually got his girl pregnant, and there was like
reality hit.
the reality hit. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Which is a beautiful thing. Like it happens.
Yeah, but
you
at
know?
that age, you're trying to build something.
Of course,
And you
and
think you're doing something, and then all
yeah.
of a sudden,
yeah.
So
So
where was your mind at this?
So at that moment, I really was passionate about music, and I
Okay.
really wanted a fruitful career in music. And
And then it happened.
and then it crashed. And then it crashed.
Yeah.
But right around that time, so I was with Aboriginal, but I was also making beats.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Like really dope beats on the MPC. I've always been a beat guy and dabbling with samples and like just being different. Like I didn't fit the mold. I was very artistic with my craft.
Well, what influences did you have? Like high school and middle school and stuff like that?
Ah, so many. So my influences, so obviously like hip hop, the
Correct.
greats, you know what I mean? But then I went into like I got deep into like rock, like classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Santana. Santana's a huge
That's a good one.
influence, you
That's a
know,
good one.
with the percussion.
Yeah.
I fell in love with that, you know. Um and then and then came like Beastie Boys, Tribe Called Quest, Cypress Hill. That sort of like Cypress Hill was
We
huge.
grew up in the best era, bro. That's what
Beastie Boys were my shit.
that was the
You know what
shit.
I mean?
Yes.
Um, and so those were my influences. And then came the roots that blew my mind. They're like what I loved about music was the live instrumentation.
And then you saw an
And
actual live band
I
doing what you
saw,
love.
yes, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, yes, I love these guys and I love what they're doing. I need to do something like that,
Okay. So they
which prompted
inspired you.
absolutely 100%,
Okay.
you know? And so those were the inspirations. And so I took a little bit of all that and I made it my own. You know what I mean? Because that's how that works. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. You
So
get inspired and
you
you
get
start
you try to
dabbling.
simulate what they're doing, but I've always been very self-aware of being me,
How
right?
did you get to that self awareness thought?
I don't know, man. Like I knew like instinct,
Intuition?
intuition,
Exactly.
intuition that I couldn't bite. Like that's
That's
not who I am as a being.
yes.
You know what I
That's
mean?
why I wanted to create this podcast, bro. Because intuition is something that, oh yeah, intuition, but like people don't really understand it or grasp it or
Yeah,
want to even explain it to someone else so they could
sure,
grasp it.
sure.
Because people be like, oh, you should have listened to your intuition. Like, no, man. Sometimes you can listen to your intuition, or sometimes you're not even informed of knowing what intuition is. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
So
For sure.
that's where this podcast came about.
That's dope. I love it.
And that's why it's knowledge yourself.
I love it.
So you gotta knowledge yourself from the intuition you got that pushed you to what you're doing now, which is pretty much Gianni Cash slash realtor expert galore. GQ model
That's what's
slash.
up.
No, I'm just playing, just playing.
No, all good, man.
Where'd you get that intuition? Like what
the
influenced it?
intuition was just, I think, it just grew naturally. You know, I knew that, like, I don't know. It was just natural
A
thing.
spark.
It was a natural thing. Like I knew that I couldn't bite some shit. Like I couldn't bite someone.
You didn't know because in our generation you couldn't bite, man.
No, that's very true. Now it's like
Now it's
it
like, oh, I
like,
do
dude,
that too. Oh,
I
I do it
rip
better
it.
than you do
Yeah.
it. Oh, but he does it better. Like,
Yeah, no, exactly. So there's like codes, right? There's
there
like
was
regulation. There
codes.
was codes.
No,
I still use
we
those
abide by the
codes.
code because if
A
not,
hundred
then
percent.
we're not who we are.
And I teach my kids the codes.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
absolutely, dude. I have to.
I try to teach my kids, but you know,
It's hard. It's
it's
hard.
really hard, bro.
It's really hard.
Because they see us like it's funny. My girl gets sad because my daughter sometimes she's like, "No, mom, it's embarrassing. Drop me off here." And I'm looking at her like, "Bro, your mom's cool ass mom. Like, what are you
That's
embarrassed about?"
right. Like if you only knew how
If you
cool
only
your parents are.
exactly,
You know what I mean?
you didn't want my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
No, I have these discussions with my kids all the time, bro.
cool.
And they absorb it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And we're helping them, we're guiding them through the process of becoming for them becoming who
who
they're
they
going to
need to
be.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
developmental stages. You're helping them through it. That's
Exactly.
what I didn't have. I
Yeah.
didn't have help. I just had the only help I had was seeing people do something. I was
Well,
like, I don't want to do. I don't want to
dude,
be like
well,
that.
I
I don't
have
want to do
these
that.
discussions with my kids all the time. Like I tell them like I wish I had, I mean, I love my parents, bro. They worked very hard for
Yeah, the
for
love is
us.
there, but the knowledge wasn't.
It was not there. No, my parents are like, just they wanted to work and provide. and that was
No,
it.
that's all they could do because they're in
That's
a
all they could
foreign
do.
country.
And so, like for example, like I tell my kids, like, dude, you need to be grateful for what you have because you don't understand. We were not provided these opportunities as kids.
Yeah.
Like I'm devoted. I'm a devoted parent that I'm giving you the opportunity. Like I'm handing you the opportunity. I'm teaching you the lessons, and it's up to you to actually take it to the next
Sounds so
level.
simple.
You
It
know,
sounds so simple. But when you're a kid,
I know it's
your
very
mind
hard.
is all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah.
You're imagining things. You want
But
things.
our job is to try to
Correct.
keep that
Funnel those
lane.
thoughts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
direct them
yeah.
the right way.
100%.
Exactly what you're doing with the kids. I'm trying to do through this podcast.
That's what's
Not
up.
in the sense of like teaching people, but
No,
showing
no,
people.
no, absolutely, dude. Anything is possible, man. Like anything.
Correct.
It's all mindset.
Mindset.
That's I think I've gotten to where I'm at is because of my mindset.
There you go.
Like
That's
my
what I want.
mindset has been like I've always been a militant, like
This is what it is. Let's go.
soldier. Like when I'm devoted to something,
Yeah.
when I've set myself to do something, I've dedicated 100%.
And what do you think developed that character trait?
Um
Think it was influences by the parents, or it was the
no, man, my parents didn't like my parents were just like you need to do good. Like that's all. Like,
and
you
you're
know.
like, okay,
Mind you, like I'm the baby of the family.
Okay.
So my parents are logged off by this time.
yeah,
The
your
third
brother
child,
and sister are the ones that are
third
really,
child, 12 years, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
have a
yeah.
12-year-old, they have a 6-year-old, and then now they have a little baby. Like, bro, you're pretty much logged off.
Yeah, so your siblings are the
So,
ones that raise you.
100%. My sister, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my sister kept me in check, bro. She's like my second mom. You know
So
what I mean?
maybe she's
She
the one that-
nurtured me, but no, man, it's been. I think the passion has driven me to be dedicated.
And you
like-
found success in it, so you continue to do that.
Yeah,
same-
and
okay.
yeah, and then later on, I found like mentors
Okay.
that I've like clinged onto,
Okay.
and not mentors like that are like me and you, like
Yeah, you
mentors
just spoke
through.
of it, Elliot with the realtor.
Yeah, yeah. Or even like as simple as like Gary V. Dude, Gary
Okay.
V was pivotal, a pivotal persona when I was like transferring
On the
from
come up.
musician to real estate.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Because
Alright,
that
so
okay, so
Aborigines broke up. You
we
were
broke up.
devastated.
So by that time, by that time, I was making beats, like I was fully, doing that, and I did some beat competitions. And the first beat competition was like at Miami Dade in Kendall,
Okay.
and they had a beat competition with camera. Like matter of
You
fact,
play your
Garcia,
beats or you make a beat.
you play your beats, you program, and you're battling, like you're playing your beats on your
That's
machine
badass, That's badass.
with the next guy.
When
And
was
so-
this? What year was this?
Bro, this is like
I don't remember that.
2007,
I was early.
2006, 2007, maybe Garcia.
Oh, he was there?
He has video of this shit.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I gotta ask him for this shit.
Yeah, yeah. So he's like, yeah. So there's footage out there of
Okay.
this beat battle. And so I was unknown beat guy battling like known producers in the hip hop community in Kendall.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami. Yeah, right. And I was battling like Profile.
Okay.
He passed away, by the way. Rest in peace, Profile. And he was the dude. Like he was the guy.
He was the guy.
He was like all the rappers would go to him, and so I ended up like battling him, and
At the end, finale?
and I beat him.
Or
And I'm this like kid, like little kid,
Who's this
scrawny,
guy?
like this little white kid and shit. Like this dude is like hip hop.
So what did that
You know what I mean?
What did that do to your like
The thing is,
self-awareness?
I was creative. My beats were dope and different versus like some, with all due respect, right?
cookie
like
cutter stuff?
Cookie cutters, like cookie cutter beats, like not cookie cutter, like very influenced by Timberland, like
Got
type
it. Yeah,
beats.
so they were kind
know,
of mimicking.
Yeah.
And you were more
yeah.
creative.
With all due respect, like shout out to Profile.
No, it is
rest
what
in
it is.
peace,
I mean, you
know what
can't get upset for
Right,
what's real
right,
is real.
right,
What's
right.
right is right.
So, but I was self-aware that I needed to be original. and that was my ticket.
How did you get that self awareness? That's what I want to know.
I don't
Because
know. I don't know.
that is the whole gist of this whole thing.
Um,
Because if
no,
you could identify how you pinpoint that,
the thing is that I had many influences, many different influences.
so the influences helped you create a self concept,
Y-
and with that self concept, you took a step forward to the individuality that
Yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. Because like the groups that I was gravitating to were very like they were pioneering like new roads,
Yeah,
right?
what people don't understand is that in Miami, in
Mm-hmm.
those times,
Uh-huh.
I don't know how it was in Kendall, but on the
Mm-hmm.
beach,
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Lost Boys. I was listening to the Tribe. I was listening to Freestyle Fellowship,
And those
and the people will be like, "Oh, you think you're New Yorkan?" And I'm like, "What do
no,
you?"
but but
I was
but
like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, no, we don't listen to that here. Put this." Like they would put like booty music, or they would put
that's
like
very generic though. What I was about to say,
exactly.
like what you were listening to is probably like cutting edge in those times, like a little bit different from what everybody else was listening to.
It was, but like for instance, I listened to Nas for the first time, and I was like, "Whoa," you know,
Right.
because of the sound.
Yeah, for sure.
But when I started listening to the lyrics, I was like, "Whoa." So that
He was
like
on another level.
yeah, and then my uncle introduced me to Rakim at an early age.
That's dope.
And that was when I was like also like, wow. So then
He's so dope.
I started identifying with myself, yo, I like lyrics.
Right.
Like this is dope. I like booty dancing with these girls. It's fun.
Right, right, right.
But when I'm at the bus waiting to get to school, I'm listening to lyrics.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And those lyrics help me guide my train of thought throughout the day, good and bad,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But self awareness is what kept me straight in a
Sure.
sense of like, yo, I'm not going this direction. And I understand how when we were in high school, it was, yeah, gangster rap, you know? If
Yeah,
you
very
got into
much.
that gangster rap,
Right.
that's what you got, a gangster rap.
Yeah.
And you don't want that because
Yeah.
then you get into problems. Like 50 Cent said it, like, yo, tough guys, yeah, you're a tough guy. But tough guys always have tough times, tough
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that.
No, of course.
You feel me? So I was adapting my music to the way I wanted to live my life, which was chill, calm, you know, hip hop hooray.
Yeah.
Oh, you know,
I was anti like generic shit always.
you always like the next sound. That's why you like the Beastie Boys.
Yeah,
Because once you
because they're
started hearing that, you're like, what is
dude,
this?
these dudes are rapping, these dudes are playing their music, they're making their videos, like they're
You saw
all
the documentary?
yeah,
That
bro.
shit is awesome.
Yeah, they're great, bro. They're one of the people underestimate how dope the Beasties are.
Nah, it's just people that don't appreciate individuality. You know?
I agree with that.
If you appreciate individuality, you love
Yeah, yeah.
Beastie.
So Beasties are they were a great influence, right?
Yeah.
And they were all very like do it yourself, be different, and you could like have your own fan base
Okay.
type, right?
So those were the
So
influences.
those the Beasties, Cypress too. You know what I mean? Tribe.
I always thought they were from New York.
Yeah, because they have that. I mean, they did videos there, and like they're very New
Yeah.
Yorker like
I was like, yo,
style.
and then when I found out from
And they,
LA, I'm like, what?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
No, but I mean, so these guys kind of paved my vision of how I wanted to do my shit.
So then you went and you battled and you won.
I won. I
From
won. And
there,
so then there was like another battle. I signed up and I was up against Profile again.
again.
And I had, bro, but I prepared like a soldier. I prepared to win because I don't like to lose.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So I prepared, like I went into the lab and I was crafting beats and I went heavy on like dope shit, right? And this time around, they threw a curveball, which was like, you must make a beat with a sample that we give you. And
Oh, you freaked out.
no, 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 no. I didn't freak out. Dude, I was prepared, bro.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
had my breaks, I had like bass lines. Like I'm like, whatever beat they throw, whatever sample they throw at me,
Wow.
I'ma fucking kill it, right?
Okay.
And so the dude that was hosting it, Nick Fury, by the way, he's a legend, right? He
Yeah.
actually was a dude that he's a beat maker, dope as fuck. He started like a managing company, actually managed Recognize for a little
Yes.
bit. That's how I met Rec actually.
Okay.
So he was throwing these like beat battle events.
Okay.
And given that I had beat profile, which was part of the Liquid Shields crew.
Okay.
So
Also, this was getting hype.
yes, yeah, like it was a heated battle because like I won the first one. You know what I mean?
This
Eh,
mother.
so we did the second battle, and Plex and I think Burn Biz from Mayday were present at the beat battle.
Oh, so now I see how.
Okay.
Because I remember when I met you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you did tell me, yo, I make beats and I do music, but I never knew you were taking it to that extreme
Mm-hmm.
of like battling and doing things of that
Yeah,
nature.
yeah, for sure.
Because
So
I remember cutting your hair for several times, and then I think you moved or something. I forgot what it was, but then next time I saw you again, you told me you're like, yo, yeah, man, I'm recording with Mayday. I'm like, what?
yeah. So
Jazz at days,
that's right. Oh man, classic
amazing
jazz
class.
at nights, bro. So um so the beat battle comes. I killed it. Fucking killed, murdered shit. I created a beat on the spot, ba 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 ba. But I think there was a lot of politics involved in the battle.
As is everything has their
Correct.
battles.
So I lost because the voting
How
system. I
did that
think
feel?
it felt good because I knew I won.
Self
Because
awareness.
because
Self awareness.
I
This can make and break people, man.
yeah,
This is
100%.
why
But
speak about it
but
so much.
yeah. So I had people come to me
Yo, you want this shit.
100%. They came up to me after like I
And you're a
lost.
humble cat.
Yeah,
So you were
100%.
like, yeah, it's all right. It's all
Yeah.
right.
No, I'm like, and so I had people coming up to me. He's like, yo, bro, on the real, like, you fucking won that shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know I won that
Was
shit.
it bread?
No, it was just like bragging rights and
Bragging
shit.
rights,
You know what I
alright.
mean? So then this was at a pivotal moment in my life in regards to music, right?
Okay.
At that moment, so Plex was there, Burn Biz was there. I don't know who else was there, but
I'm sure it was the whole crew.
the whole yeah, like there was mad people there. But then like Plex was like, "Yo,
Was that?
what's going on?
I love
What do you?"
Plex, man. Plex, shout out to Plex, man. That
Yeah,
guy,
yeah. Plex is my
that
homie,
guy's
bro.
a
I haven't
staple.
spoken to Plex, but man, Plex, yo, give me a call, man. I fucking love you, bro. So, um, but it's like one of those. Plex is one of the boys that it doesn't matter how much time goes by when we link. It's like we just like we were just hanging out,
Yeah,
and that's what's dope about
because
that.
it's real.
It's real, right? So Plex hit me up. He's like, "Yo, like you make beats and shit. What else do you do?" And I fucking DJ'd, bro. Like
So you told him I DJ, I play guitar, I make
I
beats, I
DJ
do
and
the
I
whole
play
nine.
percussion because I got influenced by Santana, so I was fucking playing percussion and I was practicing, bro. Like I was like
Do you
musically
think it
inclined.
was something like spiritual that was guiding you? Because it seems like you weren't really pushed into anything.
I was not. No, I think I was gravitated to
Sound,
sound, yo.
vibration.
Yeah,
Word.
100%.
That's dope.
And I've been into fashion, like the arts. I love all artistic shit, like all of it. So so but back to the whole link up
Yeah.
on the Mayday shit. So Plex hit me up. He's like, "Yo, what else do you do?" I'm like, "Yo, I fucking DJ and I play percussion." He's like, "Yo, come practice." So I went with my shit, like, let's go. And this is literally after my band Aboriginal had
Just
kind of
put-
dissolved.
Oh,
So it was like a perfect transition from
yeah, man. It
from
was
my
meant to
other
be. It was
band
written. It was written.
to like, this next chapter. And so, but this is also at the very beginning of like so Mayday was already popping, bro.
Was this already when they had the
The Groundhog Days with
yeah,
CeeLo.
the CeeLo?
So that shit was probably like 2 months before this beat battle. So they were like some big shit. Like they were the
Yeah,
biggest
that's
thing in
exactly what I was
Miami
telling you because I
at
cut
that
your
time.
hair several times.
So when I was there, I was like, "Yo, like obviously I know who you are,
Yeah.
like And I had seen Plex like here and there at Barnes and Nobles, like some random shit, like. And I
you
had
would
gone,
find Plex Bars and Noble.
yes, totally.
Yeah.
Him and his girl.
Very educated man.
And so fucking, I had seen him. I'm like, yo, Plex, like, yo, big ups. Like, I'm an Aboriginal.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
prior to the whole beat battle shit, like I had given him props. Like, and he's like, yo, thank you. And so he recognized me, and then he saw me at the beat battle and shit. So so then that's where that shit started, bro. And then we locked
Wow.
in. And bro, we had a crazy musical career with Mayday. We've established like we did some pretty incredible things.
Till this day,
You
I'm
know what I
like,
mean?
yo, I tell everybody, I'm like, yo, listen to Mayday. I play it in the shop all the time, and people
Yeah,
are like, who is this? I'm like, yo,
yeah.
it's Mayday.
Man, dude, Mayday. I mean, yo, they're still going. They still make amazing music. I love these
Oh, the
dudes. You know what
sound
I
is
mean? These are
amazing,
my
man.
brothers. You know what I
Shout
mean?
out to Mayday, man.
Yeah,
Plex, Burns,
yeah.
Wreck,
Noms,
Noms is doing his
yeah.
thing.
T.
They hold
You
it
know what I
down,
mean?
man. They're
Yeah.
doing. But I remember I told you I was listening to Technology today,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you had a lot to offer on that EP.
Yes. Well, so that was like my very beginning. Like I had to like prove myself
Yeah.
because Plex was like the lead producer.
Yes.
So like I knew my position. Like, I self-awareness.
Yes.
Like you can't just be like, yo, I'm the fucking producer now. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Plus, you're humble and you're a cool cat, so you probably were like, let me learn.
Yeah, let me take a step back. Let me assess the situation, and I'm gonna provide value, right?
Damn, I
And
love that you say that because I tell that to all the barbers. Like, yo, just because you work at a shop that makes money doesn't make you valuable.
yeah, 100%. Like
They think they made
val
it.
dude, value is what is needed.
It could be
Like
anything. It could be like, yo, can I get you some water?
100%. And yo, by the way, I'm teaching my kids that. Like it's all
Yeah,
about that shit. Like
that's what it's about.
yeah, 100%.
You add value to anything in life, you're
So
gonna
for
win.
example, like so Mayday had gone through a couple of DJs. Like they had a couple people like through the band, because when they were playing live, they were just trying to get
I remember drummer,
that
sax,
dude,
guitar.
they had like a couple of DJs. They
Yeah,
had like DJ Craze was on that record. They had DJ Smalls was part of the crew at one point, but they were not, like so I knew I had to I was observing to figure out what my role will be. You know what I mean?
so you were
And
aware
so
enough to understand. Yo, I gotta
a
lay
hundred
back,
percent.
see where I'm gonna go, and create the self concept that I want for this band.
Correct.
Nice. Okay.
And so I was there, absorbing game from Plex, which was he was making some dope beats, which were
Oh,
aligned,
Technology. I love that. Shit.
which were aligned with my
The
shit.
red. What is it? Red carpet. That's just
Red
fire.
carpet,
That's just
my
fire.
favorite joint, bro.
That's just fire.
Dude, super dope. So, me and Plex were super aligned when it came to music,
Okay.
like creativity, like
Okay.
sonically.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which that's what created a very good team between me and Plex. And eventually, I worked up to be like pretty much like me
Producing
and
what you
Plex
wanted. Yeah.
producing like
Having a
together.
word.
Like me, like we eventually it got to like Luther and Cash production.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Plex Luther and Gianni Cash,
Yeah.
like Luther and Cash. And we were making beats together. And then I mean we did amazing things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys what toured? No, you didn't tour. Right? You just went to
Yeah,
seven.
no, dude. We
You did
toured,
tour?
we did albums, man, we did everything, dude. Like
Yeah. You even
bro, we
you
did a record breaking tour with like Tech Nine and MGK. We did like
you did backup for Lil Wayne's video. No.
we produced some remixes for Lil Wayne. We actually did a video on the rooftop of I want to say the Marlin
Yes.
in the beach.
This before drones.
Yes, there was fucking helicopters for that
Yeah,
video.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? There was helicopters for that. So yeah, we did videos. We backed up Lil Wayne as the band.
I remember
Classic
that.
times. These are like
Yeah, this is the time.
this is like peak Mayday time.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And we were popping in Miami. You know what I mean?
yeah, people were acknowledging. People were going to jazzes. People were going to
Bro,
Blackbird.
we had legendary nights at Jazzed, bro. All
And
of
the
our shows,
stage.
The stage was a fucking little like.
It was good times, right?
Oh man, it was beautiful
I'm trying to
times.
find a place like that. I'm actually, yo, Gianni, man, we got to link up and do something
Let's do it,
because
man.
I want to do something in that realm, like live performances and
Yeah,
thing, but our way.
yeah, we could.
Because in
There's
our time,
yeah,
it was there for us, and bro, it helped you, it helped me.
absolutely, man.
I
There was a
mean, I
whole
cannot imagine my life without those experiences. And
a
these
hundred
kids
percent.
nowadays don't have those experiences.
No, man, they just have YouTube and fucking TikTok and
Yeah, so like
fucking
you said, like you getting influenced and learning from all these different artists created your persona, created your self concept. You got self knowledge from it, and now you became the person you are today.
yeah,
And if we don't provide that for the people coming up,
sure.
it's scary, bro.
We need to pave the road to the younger
Or
youth
clear the road
or clear the road.
some way.
I'm down. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And let's gather the
Everybody,
peoples.
everybody. That's
You know
one
what I
thing.
mean?
I created the 305 Alliance. I have that in my back pocket. I'm gonna bring that out next year.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I'm
New
trying.
venture? Like,
Yeah, you know
okay,
me,
dope.
bro. I'm always trying to
That's what's up.
because I don't like to be sitting still.
Of
Like
course.
I'm never like, oh, this is good enough. Like, no, I'm like, yo, I gotta do more.
For
And
sure.
it's never for money.
I feel the same way.
Because for me, for money is like not. It doesn't drive me.
Sure.
Why? Because I've had it.
Sure.
And then now that you have it, you could identify it.
Sure.
I mean, it helps.
It helps, but it's not the drive. It's not the
It's not
ultimate
what
goal.
drives us, though.
It's not the drive, bro. Like I've actually learned from that. And we could get into it, but now that I'm a wiser adult with a family, with children, as a provider, bro, money isn't everything, bro.
I mean,
I mean,
it's fun
don't get
coupons.
me wrong, money is great. Having some money will help you,
Sleep better.
yeah.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, dude, you can't take none of that shit with you, bro. You know what I mean?
exactly.
You need your family, you need
You need
health,
family, friends,
and,
culture.
yeah, you need
You
all
need
that
love,
stuff. Yes, love.
and you need collaboration.
Yeah, man.
And then
And you need the arts,
the
cause
arts,
yeah,
man.
I love the arts.
The arts is what it's about for
But
me.
so, man, I mean, yo, there's so much to talk about. But all right, so let's focus here.
Okay, Mayday technology was amazing. I love that EP. Is
So
one of my
all right,
favorites.
so let's fast forward a little bit.
Yeah, because
So
no, wait, I want to know. Because,
okay.
like I said, I was cutting your hair, didn't see you for a while,
Oh, yeah,
ran
yeah.
into you, and then you're with Mayday. I'm like, holy shit, it's one of my favorite bands.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
bro, we're doing it. And then technology came. I was like, wow, Red Carpet Affair was on rewind,
That
constant.
that joint.
Replay.
By the way, that was a
replay.
Plex beat.
That was amazing, bro.
Dope as fuck.
Every single beat on that album, because I'm the type of person when I listen to music, the first 2 seconds are very, very,
Yeah,
very
it's gotta
important.
catch you.
And every single track in that song catches me.
There's a man. I'm super bad with names.
Who came up
but
with that guitar riff in the beginning?
that was Plex.
Oh,
So
that
that
shit
was at the
awesome.
time that I joined. So
Yes.
that a lot of that music
Was already made.
done.
You just added your little
So
sprinkles.
I came in for example,
Percussion.
so for example, yes, percussion on all this shit, but like actually technology, because
Yeah.
you're like, yo, technology, whatever. What I provided like the keyboard clicks in the background, like
Yeah. Yeah.
that shit as like post production,
Oh, okay.
because I'm like, how can I provide some value, right? And because that shit was already done.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
In my mind, I'm thinking you came in there and you started from scratch.
No,
Okay,
because
okay.
I came at a point that it was kind of already done.
All right, bet.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I incorporated myself, and I was trying to find creative ways of how can I get in here.
Got it.
And so I'm like, yo, give me that shit.
let
It's
me add a
already
little-
done, but let me sprinkle some Gianni Cash on it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And so I was like, all right, it's done, whatever. Maybe some percussion, maybe some scratches here and there. And then I was like, yo, let me work on some soundscapes, like computer, because it's like technology, like keyboard clicking, you know what I mean? So that's what I was providing at the time. And then obviously it developed into something a lot more where
Yeah.
I was composing, I was providing riffs and drums and rhythms and then it just went off. And then me and Plex were like a producer duo technically
I
towards
loved
the
it,
end of
man.
it.
I mean, I tell Burns and Rec all the time. I'm like, man, I wish you guys would get just for one, like one concert or
we
one time, just get together and do it
I
again.
think it's possible. I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna have to
hard, man.
hire all you guys for my wedding.
It's hard, you know what I mean? It's difficult. Just because we're in different areas, different states, and different, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you, man. But at
But
the same time, I think it's needed.
yep.
There you go, buddy.
Thank
It's
you, sir.
needed because, dude, I enjoyed it. I was like, yo, I was proud. I was like, yo, this Miami band, my friends, and I would go see you guys perform. I was like, damn, this is awesome. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden,
We
it
were
just
different,
little by
right?
little, it started just
But
fading away.
so again, like Mayday was different. So I aligned with that shit. And it was a good marriage. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to find people that are aligned with the same vision.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
No, you guys were doing your thing, and then
So
I thought
so
you guys were going to continue, but I know that
things happen.
life
Life happens,
happens.
bro. You know what I mean? So life happened
So
and
let's go there because
okay, so
okay,
so yeah, yeah.
came to the United States, went to school, created your self awareness. Your self awareness helped you create your self concept. So you got self concept, then you had self knowledge enough to be like, all right, let me join this team. You guys created amazing pieces of art that I consider amazing pieces of art that I still listen to this day. And then things started, like I said, starting to like fade away. What brought that time? Like, what made it like, okay, this is it, Mayday, and then all of a sudden it started trickling.
So bro, very, very simple, man. Life happens, right?
Okay,
So so Mayday so Plex left. He left the group because of family. It was difficult times. He
he
had
was a father.
children. He was a father. He has two kids, and man, the music industry is tough, bro.
That's what I heard.
It's very, very tough, man. People don't understand how tough it is. And
It's
remember,
cutthroat,
it's cutthroat, and
deceiving,
there's a lot of smoke and mirrors.
fake promises.
Yeah, fake promises. Like there's not a lot of money. Like people thought we were rich and shit. Like, bro, like we were barely making it by.
How many people were in the band?
Bro, at that time
I
there
think it
was
was
five,
five.
five,
Five, yeah.
five, right?
That
So
was a good sound though.
it was dope.
That's a
It
good
was
sound.
very dope. But things happen, and um we basically, Plex left, and which left me with Noms, and it left me with Rec and Burns. And so we became from a five-member band to a four. T also kind of left. Um, and so we were this core group of four dudes. It was, and then I became the producer, technically, for Believers, which I was like, oh shit, like we need to
That
release.
album's awesome. Believers.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
shit's badass.
So there's a lot of like tracks that Plex left that we kind of morphed into that album, and with a lot of new tracks that I produced as well.
Hmm.
Um, and so that was like the new era of Mayday, which was me and Noms and Brack
Yeah,
and Burns.
Plex's flavor style kind of faded out.
Yeah, but Plex's style was kind of my style as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
original,
With differences and shit.
original hardcore. You know,
With
guitar
differences.
riffs.
So I kind of I took the torch from Plex and like kept the band going. And so we did Believers, which was, man, some of the most classic
I
material.
love that
You
album.
know what I mean?
That album is sick.
Mind you, like, but there's still some Plex tracks with that I produced with him as well. You know what
Correct.
I mean?
Okay.
And then some newer material that I produced by myself and the guys. And so then what really happened is that I began to have a family.
Yeah, I remember that.
Me and my wife, we got pregnant, and I'm like, oh shit,
This
like
is real.
this is real. Like, is this something doable? Like, can I sustain myself as a musician? And by that time we were signed, by the way,
Yeah, I
with
remember
Strange Music.
you and I had a conversation that you were telling me like, yeah, this is what's happening, but I don't know. Like you were very
I was
On
probably fucking worried.
you were on the edge. You were like, I don't know if this is gonna work. You know?
Yeah, it's you become a man.
Yeah.
Like you like the
I can't continue to play in this band without making bread.
100%.
That's what it
And
is.
that's the reality of it, right?
I mean, you have
Right?
to
Like you got to
let it be
understand that
known.
music is so like fucked up right now, that and it's so expensive to take a big band like us out on the road.
Of course,
Like it takes a lot of money, bro. And then when you come back home, like
you
you
have to
don't,
split it,
like you split it, the label, like you split all that shit.
and then you're like, wait,
Everybody's in your
what?
pocket, you know what I mean? And so like you come back home with like peanuts. And it's really sad, bro. It really sucks. And so then
I guess it's the way you look at it. If it, when it comes down to finances, yes, it
yeah,
sucks.
but for
But when it comes down
example,
to life experiences, I
right.
mean,
No, no, I
you
learned, dude.
can't you can't buy those life
No,
experiences.
you cannot. No, like, well, look, actually, those experiences taught me how to be a top tier real estate agent.
Really?
100%.
All right, we'll get into that
You know
one.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like those experiences helped me to become who became after Mayday. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so in that process of having my firstborn, which is Santoro,
Yes.
um, shortly after I had my second born, which is Toscano, and that time was a very crucial time for me because my wife is pregnant. By the way, my wife was the breadwinner of the household.
Okay.
She was
Yeah,
a
you were
very
the artist. She
I was the
was.
artist. She's a very successful like fashion stylist.
Yeah.
She, by the way, she celebrity stylist. She's done many videos for many like famous artists like J
That's
Lo,
awesome.
Ricky Martin, like bro, Drake, Little Wayne. Matter of fact, me and my wife reconnected through a Little Wayne video. She
No way.
Yeah, dude, she was styling Little Wayne, and the chick that like in the video Little Wayne was date, like the videos like has a whole like
Yeah, the
story,
girl. Yeah,
the whole, and so that was his like video girl, like he was,
and she styled her.
she styled her and styled Little Wayne. And so um you know she saw me posting pictures on Facebook of the video shoot, like back, like with Little Wayne, like Little Wayne's right here, and I'm like fucking rocking out with my bass. She's like, I didn't know you were there. I styled the video. You know what I mean?
Oh wow.
Yeah. And
So that's
I was
that
trying to,
united you guys.
and I was trying to holler at her before that. So that like triggered, like, oh
She
shit,
took
like
notice.
100%. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So that sparked that whole, situation. And now we have two kids and we have a very fruitful relationship.
So
And
that sparked the relationship. You had the kids. Now you're having the kid, and you need to see what the future is going to bring, right?
yeah, so man, when my
So,
second born,
what conversation did you have with yourself to that redirect your
so check
trajectory?
this out. So we were on tour in Canada,
Okay.
Mayday,
Okay.
all right? And my second born wasn't born yet. She was pregnant with Toscano. And right around this time, I'm feeling the pressure, bro, because my girl's not working. She's pregnant. She can't work. She's a style when
Yeah, you can't have
stylists are on set 14-hour days on
on their
set
feet
on
coming.
their feet.
Yeah, I
She
can't.
can't be pregnant, like styling.
Yeah, it's not a good
It
look.
was not what, she couldn't do it. And so I'm feeling the pressure as a man, as a father, and as her counterpart to us.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, like what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, how do we make money off of this music shit?
Yeah.
It's a real thing. Like,
Yeah, you were trying to figure it out.
and by the way, I had Santoro already. So he was like a year and a half old, and she's pregnant. So she's taking care of my 1.5 year old while about to have a baby. And she's like, babe, like, yo, we need fucking money.
Oh shit. Pressure.
Real situation. Like, this is
Pressure.
like my back was up against the wall. And you're really like, you know, as a musicians, are very like they have the stereotype of being very like aloof of like this, things, and they're
Yeah.
like very spaced out, like, the whole term like,
Yeah,
oh,
music is the thing.
you're a broke musician, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's where that
Yeah,
shit
those
comes
words
from.
go hand in hand.
Yeah. So I literally was a broke musician because technically, with all due respect, we weren't making much money. Like we were
Well, the
making.
money you were making, you had to split amongst five.
Yeah, and
So
and so we
that's
had the label in our pocket, we had management in our pocket. We didn't really have money. And being on the road, bro, like
cost money.
you are spending money. Like you're like
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're
we get
spent
the picture.
so when you get home, you barely made money. And it's like I would come from tours, and by the way, the tours were fucking long, man. They were like 2 months.
So this must have been scary, though, because you had to like really have self
A
awareness,
100%.
and you really had to
So
have
yeah,
understanding of, all right, my next step has
yeah.
to be the real deal.
100%. 100%.
So,
So
like I said, what was the conversation you had with yourself that made you say,
so I was in Canada.
I'm gonna become a GQ model?
So I was in Canada, and I was like, yo, I'm about to have a second baby. Life is real. What am I going to do? Like, is this sustainable? Is me being a musician in a band that's really dope? Like we have
Yeah, you were loving it.
like we created amazing music, right? And it was like I always said to myself, like, why aren't we fucking popping? Like, why haven't we crossed over? And now I understand, like, we it just it things
It's
happen.
it's
It's like
the
connections, and
it's
like
the
the stars
algorithm
is the algorithm. 100%. The stars didn't.
before the algorithm.
100%.
Yeah.
So I came back home from a Canada tour, and I was just like already, like, I had my mindset. Like I was like, I can't do this music shit because it's not sustainable. Like I don't make enough money
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to
Unless you
like
blow.
to, yeah, unless I blow. And I always had that hope. That's why I was hanging on
And
to that
you could
hope.
see it. You could
I could
see
see
it.
it, but
But
it's like, like, is it possible? You know what I
oh
mean?
man.
And so I had to take a decision. There was like a fork on in the road. And I'm like, yo, like, no, but so my second child was born. And I don't know what happened, but I had an awakening. It's crazy. When you have
Like a
babies,
spiritual awakening or like
like an awakening in all sorts of levels. Like I was like I was like, nah, this music shit isn't like gonna work for me. Like
so the love kind of like
it,
faded
it,
away.
it so the love, so my family trumped everything I believed in music.
Oh, that's awesome. That's beautiful.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah, you were like, this is what
My
I love, but
my
this is my love.
my love for my family was more important than this like fucking dream of like, can we blow? Can we actually break through and become this shit that I really believe in?
And even if you did, it would take you away from the family.
Yes.
So you,
Yeah.
damn,
No, and
okay.
and touring is difficult, bro.
No, I know. I talk to
Dude,
Rick all the time, and he's like,
being
yo,
on the
man,
road kind of
I
sucks.
don't know how to.
Like at the beginning, it's like amazing because it's like, oh my god, this shit is new. We're on a tour bus, and the fucking shows are popping, and like we feel like fucking
Yeah, but then a
like.
month in, you're like, what the
But
fuck?
but no, but when you get home and you barely make any money, you're like, you start thinking like, yo, what the
Damn.
fuck? Like, this isn't like what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like, where's the money to reflect the fucking like what people,
Work
yeah, the work,
to
the
reflect the work.
grind, the blood, sweat, and tears, like all that shit, right? And so I had an awakening when when my second child was born. Um, like I always say this shit. Like when he was born, he like slapped me in the face. Like it's weird, but that's what it was. Like
That's crazy. Yeah, he
he was
pretty
like, "Yo,
much
dad, what the fuck are
lit
you
a
doing?"
fire in your ass. That's how they say.
He's
It.
like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Right? So at that moment, I was like, "Guys, I don't think I could continue. Like I got too many, like I got responsibilities. I got
Must have
two
been a tough
kids."
conversation.
Absolutely. And the guys, I love Rec, I love Burns, I love all Noms, I love my dudes. But it's real life situation, right? Like and at those moments, you're learning as you're going, because
But
these
how did you
guys.
know how to handle that situation in the sense of like, okay, I got to talk to the guys, I got to do this. Did you have an idea that you were going to get into the real estate thing, or
So by the way, we missed a little portion of that
okay,
because I got my real estate license prior to Mayday getting a record deal. This is in like 2010.
okay,
Okay. So yeah, we jumped a little step. After I met you,
yeah,
I was reading meters for FPNL. Shortly thereafter, we knew that we were about to get signed. All right.
yeah,
And I was like, man, fuck this FPNL shit. Because mind you, we were rocking shows like in the beach, in PS14,
oof, yeah,
like IO, like we were rocking shows on at Jazzid.
all life stages, yeah,
And so like we were rocking shows like midweek, like Wednesday, Thursday nights, and I would get fucked up to wake up like at 7 in
to
the
read
morning
meters.
to no, by that time I was not reading meters. I actually got a better position at FPNL and I was an energy consultant. So I was meeting
How
like
does one consult energy?
so I go to your house and I go,
Turn off the light.
no, something to that effect, but not as simple as that. Like people would complain like, why is my power so high? Why am I paying such a big bill? So I would go and I would educate them on how to reduce their consumption.
Got it.
So I'd be
Okay,
like, "Yo, your AC sucks. It's consuming too much energy.
you
It's
got to
not
close your
efficient.
windows.
You gotta fucking you got leaky ducts. Like
Yeah,
fix your fucking ducts. Like you got close your windows. Like you're running your shit at 60 fucking 5 degrees. Like stop wearing, stop putting comforters like 10 inches thick.
yeah, I
You
feel
know
you.
what I mean?
Okay, okay,
So um so at that time, I was seeing clients face to face. Meter reading was like solo. You would read a route, and you're
so
not
now you're
talking.
seeing clients face to face.
I'm seeing clients, and it's a little bit more difficult because I reek like I smell like alcohol because I've been partying all fucking night.
So you know that this was not
Bro,
sustainable.
I started getting strikes at work. I would fucking be late. I would change. So I had
Yeah,
the
your love wasn't there, your attention wasn't
yeah,
there.
yeah. And so
You're over here.
so so long story short, I'm like, dude, I can't sustain being this corporate guy when I'm about to get signed because I'm a fucking musician. I'm an artist. Like, you know what I mean?
So you said, let me get this realtor license, then I could make
So
my own
so so
hours.
no. So I've been really good all my life. I've been really good with money. All right.
Yeah.
And this is something my parents passed down, like, yo, save. And then from very early on, I've been cutting grass, like washing cars, like fucking making my money, like stacking my chips as a
Nice.
kid, always.
That's awesome.
That's how I bought my equipment. I had the illest, like MPC 4000, like motherfuckers,
Yeah, you
like,
know how to play the game.
so I've been always ahead of the curve when it comes to that shit. So, long story short, I quit FPNL. I had my chips stacked up. Like I'm like, yo, I got enough money to take me through like a year. Yo, thinking that we were gonna get a record deal. That record deal didn't come. It came like a year and a half to 2 years later.
So in that time is when
S-
you
So that
ventured.
time I'm like, oh shit, I got X amount of chips stacked, like for the rainy day. Like, and by the way, I'm living in Brickell, like in a penthouse with my boy, right? Right by Blackbird.
Yes.
Right by like I would walk to the shows,
Was
yo.
that
The Ivy,
the Ivy?
right on
I
the
thought it was
river.
the Camden. Okay,
No,
the
no,
Ivy.
right on the
The
river.
Ivy's nice.
The Ivy's dope. We had a fucking pimp. Me and my boy Julio had a dope ass fucking pad. We were like sharing the rent. He had a job. I had money, and we were living the good bachelor life. Like we had a fucking panty dropper, like
Yeah, the
apartment.
Ivy's a nice one, man.
You know what I mean?
It's right by
So
the river.
yeah, dude. So I would go to I would go to Blackbird, like. And by the way, Blackbird was something else before that. I can't remember. Do you remember what it was?
I do, but I can't recall the
Fuck. There's many clubs that have
Transit
had
Lounge.
different names.
Transit Lounge.
Transit Lounge. There you go. So Transit Lounge. You know what I mean? So I quit FPNO, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna do this like music shit, like 100%. Like, so the deal didn't come though.
Yeah, but the self awareness is what I really want to know. Like, you quit FBL because you're like, I can't sustain this. You were self-aware for that. And then
Yeah,
your intuition was telling you to go with the music because it's what you love.
100%.
But then the music wasn't making money.
Right.
So then you had to make a decision.
So when my second born
Yeah.
came, he like slapped me across the face. He's like, "Hey, you
Make
gotta
some
wake
money.
up,
Make
dad.
some money,
Like,
dad.
dad, like this is not gonna work." And it was like I felt the responsibility as a father. You know what I mean?
So what was the first step?
So when but I'm so sorry. We're taking a little long, I know, but back to when I had quit FPNL, my money started running out. And so I was like, what the fuck can I do that will allow me to make music and still make money at the same time? And so I was like, dude,
That's when I know why you did the real estate because that's when everything was popping here with the real estate.
yeah, it was
Everybody
kind
was
of
getting
no,
approved.
no, but it
It
was
was
kind of difficult because
really.
remember, yeah, it was kind of. I came into real estate at the worst possible time. Remember,
That's when it crashed.
yeah,
Oh,
in
okay.
2010,
I thought it was before that.
the market crashed in 2007,
Yeah.
2008,
Yeah.
and so I came to the real estate market in 2010,
Okay.
where motherfuckers were losing their houses, short sales, foreclosures. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't know what real estate was. I didn't know what a short sale was. I didn't know what a foreclosure was. So, but I got my real estate license because I was like, yo, how can I make money and still do my music shit, but not be like a corporate 9 to 5 where I have to be like at a place? And it was real estate. And man, it was like hand in hand because what I loved about real estate was about meeting people and the relationships
That you already
that
had done being on
that I
tour.
had that no, because we weren't on tour yet. Like we were playing shows. This is before the record deal.
Okay.
All right. So I'm like, yo, how can I make money, sustain my like music, like band shit?
Make your own hours.
Yeah,
It's kind
right.
of sense.
And so I began doing real estate. And I was doing rentals, the whole market, like the whole shit in real estate during that time, 2010 was all rentals. So I would do rentals, I would meet people and like in my building, the Ivy, and I would help them, get a little rental here
Yeah.
and there. Brickle was kind of popping at that time, but it was all rentals. And so I would make enough money to pay my rent and do my music shit. And so that's how I came. So when we did when we got signed, we started touring. And then when life got real and I started having kids, I was like, yo, what can I do? And I go, my girl. And so my girl, one day, she's like, yo, don't you have your real estate license? And I
She
was,
reminded you.
yeah, she's like, and
Oh yeah.
I'm like, I'm like, yeah, but I can't put a suit on. Like, I can't put a jacket on, like my musician mentality. Like,
Yeah.
and she's like, well, I think you could probably do real estate. Like, you should really think about that. And so at that time, and this is mind you, like we came off of like a Canadian tour. Life was real. I had 2 kids, and I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, like, what could I fucking do to like make money? Like, this is like my music shit isn't really making money. I can't really sustain.
Yeah.
And
She planted that
so
idea.
bro, that night she said that shit, and mind you, I feel really stupid because she's like, yo, you got your real estate license. And I was like, nah, like I can't do real estate. Like I was still had the mentality wasn't there.
So she was the savior, man.
Yeah.
In more ways than one.
As many women are, you know what I mean?
I am
They're
agreeing with you on that one.
yeah. So I basically I went that night, I went to sleep that night and I'm like, yo, is real estate like my next shit? And so I started like searching like the people because I was doing real estate like prior to getting the record deal.
Okay.
So I went back to like look at the homies that I was doing real estate with,
Yeah.
right? I was a founding member of a real estate firm called Real Estate Salesforce.
Okay.
And so it was just like 3 dudes. It was like me, Donnie, Jeremy, and like some other dude, and Diego. And I went back and I'm like, what is Diego up to? I fucking went on Facebook and he had
Yeah,
closed.
blown out.
Yo, he had closed like a $3 million deal.
So he was chilling.
Let me remind you, a $3 million deal in 2015 is the equivalent of like an $8 million deal right
Oh
now.
shit. Okay.
Like this is huge.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Wow.
what the fuck? And I was like, yo, if I would have kept doing real estate, I could have
Could
been
be in
me.
the same
Yeah.
position.
So then I went to my other homie. I went to Donnie, like, and I saw him like post up like in Facebook. Saw him post up some shit like, I just closed the deal, like $2 million. I'm like, yo,
I could
$2
do
million
this.
deal.
I could do
And
this.
and let me remind you, like a $2 million deal back in 2015 is $60,000.
Which
A
is in that time a very hefty
dude,
amount of
bro,
money.
people don't like even up to now, like
You don't make that.
50, $60,000. That's what like people make annually.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was one
Like,
deal
and
that
this
took a
is
couple months.
and this is in 2015. Like, this is huge money.
Yes.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And then I saw my other dude, Jeremy, close like $1 million deal. And I'm like, yo, he just made fucking 30K on that shit. And the next day I slept that night and I was like, I woke up that morning. I said, babe, I'm going back to real estate.
Oh, man. So do you ever
So-
think if she would have never said that? Like what would have happened?
Yeah. Because I would have done, so my girl was in like, she was styling like video shoots, like, stills and like commercials and shit.
Yeah.
And I would have been like a production hand, like a PA,
Wow. Okay.
like assistant production dude. Because I was helping her. By the way, like she was the breadwinner. She was making really good money. While like I was being a musician, she was
Yeah.
doing like these like commercials, video shoots. Like she was like, working with Gil Green and like 305 Films. Like these are like huge players
Yeah, at the
in that
time they
era.
were
You know what I mean?
the industry at the time.
100%. And they're still doing it, you know what I mean? But these are like, so I would help her and like we would make money like as a couple because I would assist her.
Yeah, and then she
You know
got
what I
the
mean?
pregnancy. She couldn't do it. You thought
Yeah.
about your real estate
So
plan. How'd you take that first step to be like, okay, now like a real expert in finance?
it was really tough to become a real estate because you got to remember I was a member of Mayday and we had fans. You know
so
what I
they
mean?
understood, or
Like they were
knew
like
who you were.
they're absolutely they're like, yo, where the fuck is Gianni Cash?
Yeah.
Like, yo, Gianni Cash needs to produce the next album. Like, and they would post like on IG, like, yo, here, like they would tag me and it's like fucking meet and greet. Like, we're fucking like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And so at that moment in my life, like I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna become a real estate, but I'm still like, I told the fellas, I'm like, yo guys, like I don't think I could do this, yo. Like the only way I could actually fucking make this work, I think I even told them, I go, the only way I could make this work is if I make $11,000 on tour. Like that. And it was some like ridiculous amount
Yeah.
for us
Yeah.
to make on tour. Like it was not possible.
Yeah. I'm
Like
sure
I
everybody-
fucking
They looked at each other were like,
I
that's
was
not gonna happen.
I was like, I crunched numbers. I was like, yo, can I like I could only be in the band if I could make like this X amount of money. They're like, bro, we can't make that. And I was like, yeah, well, I that's what I need to sustain my family. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And like, you know,
Yeah, you
we
made
went
the
on our way,
decision.
you know what I mean? And so I was like, that's it. I gotta do what I gotta do. But I was still like a persona like I was
Yeah, you
an
were still
artist.
a-
I was a
Yeah,
producer.
you did what, 2
under,
albums?
and we didn't like announce
a
it.
lot of shows.
Yo, like you gotta understand, we didn't say like, yo, Gianni Cash has left Mayday and shit. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I mean,
like
Mayday now all these years, I still see it as one of the top bands in Miami. I
for
see
sure.
it as a sound that can't be replicated,
No, bro.
and
dude,
I still see it as
classic shit.
As Wreck and Burns are one of my favorite duos, like in hip hop.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I put them up there with like Andre 3000 and Big Boy. I put
For
them up there.
sure. Dude,
I mean, the sound is there.
dude, we had every like we are dope artists, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I give them props.
The
It's- well,
band,
you
like
know.
the dudes, like Wreck, amazing artist, like Burns, like he is a creative. Like he is the epitome of a fucking like true artist.
And he's from Miami.
And I love that about Burns. You know
Yeah,
what I
he's
mean?
the man. He's the
Like
man.
he's a visionary when it
I've
comes to
told him,
that
I was like,
shit.
"Yo,
You know what I mean?
you're my favorite Miami rapper."
Dude, like
And he's like, "Stop." I'm
you
like,
know,
"Bro, I'm serious because the things he says." I'm
yeah,
like,
no,
"Whoa."
no, he's one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean? And like that's what made Mayday amazing. You know what I mean? And so um, so it was very difficult for me to transition as a figure in Mayday in that point in time because we were like recording, like we ended tour and then we needed to
Record.
record the new shit. And so I'm like, yo,
I
guys,
can't.
like, and so I kind of took a step back, but then I was like, I was trying to figure out how the fuck do I segue from like this guy that everybody's like, where's Gianni Cash? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
the artist to the realtor.
yeah. And so I was like, man, I struggled with that because it's
Wow.
difficult.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What conversations did you have with yourself at that time?
So at that moment, I was like, how the like, because I needed to be true to myself. Like, it's difficult to be an artist, a creative, to this fucking realtor guy. Like, it's difficult. But
It's a
I'm gonna
different
tell
journey.
you, exactly the way it happened. So I'm like, fuck, like how, like I need to make money, like right. How the fuck am I gonna sustain my family? How am I gonna put food on the table? My girl
Right.
isn't working. My girl's taking care of two kids. And so I was like, yo, I really need to get creative here. And as a realtor, I was like, how do I create clients in a point where I didn't have client, like I didn't have my parents couldn't provide like
You joined a
referrals.
good team, no?
No, 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 no.
Not yet?
Nah, bro. I created my own shit. Like,
Wow.
so check this out. So I um I was like, all right, I was trying to reach out to my sphere of influence, which is the people you know,
Okay.
right? Under the radar, because I was still like this Mayday guy, right? So I had to work under the radar. But how do you become a realtor under the radar without people knowing you're a fucking realtor? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a very difficult task. So I didn't have friends. Mind you, my friends didn't have money. My musician friends, bro, they're broke.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I
Struggling
can't be like,
musicians.
yo, you want to buy a house? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
no, I can't buy a fucking house. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how the fuck do I get clients? Like, how do I get a person to buy a house?
How'd you do it?
So I Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah, so check this out. I'm like, yo, I needed to get creative, bro. So during that time, this is 2015, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, from 2010 to 2015, all Mayday records, tours, all that shit. 2015 came around, and I was like, man, how do I get clients? And I was like, dude, like, and by the way, like, I have no money, like zero. Like, and
Oh,
I
you
gotta,
already worked through all the
dude,
savings.
I have no fucking money,
Okay.
like zero money in the bank, and I gotta pay rent. I gotta feed my kids. Like, this is a fucking pivotal moment in life.
Oh
Like,
shit. Okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, your back is against the wall, and you're like, yo, wait, like, figure it out. And I was like, all right. So during that time in 2015, the the most popular shit in real estate was like fixing and flipping. It was all like HGTV, like fix of home, like they would do like renovation projects
Yeah,
and be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, it took this much. So I'm like, yo, I love architect design and homes and shit. I love that shit, right?
Okay.
Because it's artistic. So I was like, I really want to get into remodeling homes and like fixing and flipping, but I was not there. So I'm like,
You didn't have the money
I didn't
or
have
the
the
funds.
money.
Yeah.
I didn't have I didn't have any of that. So I'm like, how do I do that though? So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking take just sold homes that have closed in real estate in the MLS. MLS is the platform where real estate agents post the
Check
real
what's
estate.
available and stuff.
Yes, they put their listings into the platform, and it syndicates to like Zillow, Realtor.com, and all that shit. So I was like searching. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take the wackest, like fucked up homes and steal the images of like just sold homes, like they just closed. So I'll take a fucked up picture, steal it like from the MLS, steal that picture, and put a Craigslist ad, and I'll be like, available home, diamond in the rough, like perfect.
You would sell the dream.
I was selling the investor dream because there was mad investors, by the way,
And you
right?
understood the geography of things. Like, okay, this is here. If you buy this now,
Of course, if you fix it, you're gonna resell it for fucking double the price you're buying it for.
and you've been on point with all those.
Bro, and so like music helped me with that because, like, we were selling records like throughout like our journey of
Yeah, you
touring. We were
understood
slanging records and like we
the
we
art
understood.
of the art picture. Every record needs an art piece
Yeah, a
to
hundred
sell the
percent,
record.
100%. So I knew what I needed to do to get the clientele. So I posted Craigslist ads and put like with these fucking sold properties that they were not available, and people would call me.
And then you will.
Investors would call me, and I started creating an investor list. And they would call me like, Gianni, this property in Kendall. And by the way, I would post shit, like I post homes of the areas I would know,
Yeah.
like the hammocks,
Yes.
right? Because I know
That's
that
where you
area.
grew up. Yeah.
Yeah. And so they'll be like, Gianni, this home is amazing. Like, I need to see it. I'm like, I'm sorry, man. I just sold this, but I have 3 other properties for you.
What?
Right. So I, I gained like 5 investors, and I started taking them around. And one investor, I closed my very first deal in the hammocks, which I closed the fucking house where I grew up in the same neighborhood. So I
Wow.
knew like the association, I knew
Yeah,
fucking
you know the ins and outs.
dude, I knew everything, bro. So it made me seem like a very knowledgeable realtor because I knew everything. And I closed that deal, and it was my very first like closed sale. Remember, before when I got my real estate license, I was only doing rental deals,
Okay.
which are a lot different from like a
A
sale.
sale.
Like money wise,
Percentage wise of
a
what you got.
hundred
Yeah.
percent, dude.
Okay.
Like rentals were peanuts. Closing, like real sales, were
Yeah, it's a
thousands
real
of
sale.
dollars, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you're talking about 400, 500,
A hundred
600.
percent.
Yeah.
So I closed my very first sale, and I faked the funk of being a fucking expert realtor. Like, I did not know how to close a real sale.
You
S-
fake the funk and it worked in
I
your
did
favor.
it. It was like fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, right? And so, bro, my life changed when I closed that deal, because when I closed that deal,
It was a reality.
I made 12K, bro. $12,000.
And you said 11 was what you wanted.
Huh?
Remember, you said that you told Maydays like, oh, I gotta make 11,
Yeah.
and then you sold it.
Yeah, I didn't
and
even
you
think
made
about
12.
that. And I made 12.
That's some
And
mystic
so
shit.
that's some mystic shit for sure. So I made $12,000 in one fucking shot, like in 30 days.
And then you were
Like,
like, this is what I'm doing.
so no. So like when I got that check, I was like, oh, like the fucking pearly gates opened, the lights came in. I was like, yo, I've never made $12,000 in one
check.
shot.
Yeah.
And that shit, like, I'm like, yo, I could do this shit in my sleep.
Wow.
Like, I was like, yo, this is easy money.
Self awareness.
I was like, yo, I could do this shit in my sleep. Like, and then
Everything aligned.
and then it gave me the confidence to be like, yo, I'm a realtor. Like, I don't need to, like,
Yeah, you were insecure at
I
the
was
time.
very insecure because I was like, I didn't know, like, you know what I mean? I was this
Wow.
producer. And so then this shit came along, and I was like, yo, like and so at that moment is a very, very pivotal moment in life where I was like, yo, like, fuck what everybody thinks. Like, this is me, and this is what I'm doing. And I don't care about
Wait,
all
say
due
that again.
respect,
Say that again. Fuck
what everybody thinks, because I was worried about that as a
'Cause
musician.
now you have more knowledge of self
100%.
because of the self awareness that you
Facts.
got from the check.
Facts.
That's exactly what we're trying to prove
Facts.
here. That's
Facts.
exactly what we're trying to
So
prove here.
at that moment, I was self-aware that I didn't because as a person, you go through life learning certain things, And then you start realizing, like, yo, fuck
Yeah, but
what
it's a
people think.
pivotal time in your existence,
A hundred
and
percent.
it's shipped. And then ever since then, you've been selling, selling, selling to the point that like I make fun of it because you're my boy and I see it and I cheer for you.
Mhm.
When I see you looking all GQ'd out, I'm like, damn, that guy. I understood because I remember walking when you walked into the shop and you had your FPL shirt.
You've seen me grow as
Also,
a
I
person.
saw you grow as a person, and then a family grows and everything grows. And like you said, it was all self awareness and not having fear of like, okay, I got to take this step.
100%.
And I applaud you, man. And I think you're doing great. And I cheer for you. And I still want you to go back with Mayday and at least do one more
So,
EP.
but low key, I've always produced. I mean,
So
like,
you have things in the stash.
oh, bro, 100%. Like, no, but like low key, like I've always fed Mayday beats throughout the time that I wasn't in the band.
That's awesome.
You know, like you might not know, but there's records
I
that
don't
I've
know.
100%. There's records in like maybe one of the latest records. I don't have a joint or a track on the record,
Yeah.
but on the past records, I usually get one or two that I feed because I mean, look, man, I'm a creative, I'm artistic. I always have the
You
itch.
have to have that
100%.
that
100%.
expression.
Yeah, man, bro, I have a studio at the house.
So what's up? What's coming up next?
Man, I got a lot of shit.
Like what? Tell
Like,
everybody what's coming up.
so no, man, I'm making beats. So real estate, I'm not just a realtor. Like I'm an investor. I do fix and flips and shit
Yeah,
like that.
now that you've made all the money from
I
realtor.
100%. So like from that first check to now, like man, the career has prospered to uh, new heights. You know what I mean? And you learn from all my, I learn from all the clients, all the people that I like. That's what I love about real estate, though, is the relationships and the learning that you acquire through the process of deals. And like,
So if you would give advice to like an up and coming like artist or realtor, what would you tell them?
it's tough right now. It's really
What
tough.
advice would you tell?
Quit,
Really?
quit.
That's how tough it is?
It's tough, and I'll tell you why. The rules have changed right now. The National Association of Realtors changed the way the commissions are paid, and so the sellers normally, when like let's say you have a house and you want to sell it, you're the seller. The sellers would normally pay the commission, which is 6%, and that 6% gets divided into two, which the listing agent, like if I'm selling your house, I'm the listing agent, I will get 3%.
Okay.
All right. The other 3% gets it's a compensation to the person that brings the buyer.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is
So
the realtor.
which is another realtor.
Okay.
So there's two realtors. It's the realtor representing the seller and the realtor representing the buyer. So the new rule is that the seller doesn't have to pay the buyer's agent anymore.
Mm.
So it's very difficult. The climate as a realtor is kind of
So it doesn't
discouraging.
benefit to be part of the other team.
It's very difficult, bro. The only way you're gonna get paid is if the seller's willing to compensate you as the buyer's agent.
Why
And
would they do that if they don't have to?
exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And so the only way realtors will prosper is if they are the listing agent of that house. They're the selling agent, like they're listing it, right? So it's very difficult as a brand new agent because brand new agents, they only work with new buyers. They don't have the client.
So
They
if
don't.
you're not in the game or
It's
grandfathered
very
in,
fucking hard, man.
wow. So you
And
say
so
quit.
yeah, quit.
And what
But I
about
mean, it's harsh to say quit, right? Because if you're about it, like you'll do it and you work through the
yeah,
grind.
but you're
But the
forewarning
way
them.
but the way I see it is that it's very discouraging as a buyer's agent. Like if I'm helping you buy a house, it's very discouraging because as a new agent, like you're gonna gravitate to your friends. Like your friends are gonna be buying homes, and right, you're gonna try to help them and you're gonna help your friend buy a new house, but then you gotta go and see if the house that they like is willing to pay me a commission.
So it's not even worth even.
Bro, it's like pro bono work. Like you might help your friend and the fucking house that they really like is not willing to pay your commission. And then there's like a buyer's agreement, right? That like says like as like I'm helping you buy a house. Like, hey, Gene, like, are you willing to pay my commission? And you'll be like, fuck no. It's 3% of fucking $500,000. That's $15,000.
That I
Like
have to add on to the phone.
that I have to add on to the closing costs, the this, the X, Y, and Z, right? And so it's like no one has the money to pay a buyer's agent, you right?
So you don't even need the
And
agent.
you don't
So
need the agent.
what are people doing nowadays then?
So this law just took effect. So there's real good real estate agents that are encouraging their sellers to still pay a commission. That commission has gotten watered down from 3% to 2%
So
to 1% to a flat fucking fee,
which is
whatever they want.
fuck that.
So it's like, yo, I'm selling, fuck the buyer's agent. Like, why do I need a buyer's agent? Like, my house is listed on Zillow. Like, they could come directly. Like,
Yeah.
I'm willing to pay them $1,000,
Nah,
dude. Like,
you can't do that.
what
You
the
can't
fuck
live
is
like-
$1,000 nowadays? It's
Yeah,
peanuts.
it's
You know what I mean?
Fuck.
So, it's really difficult as a new agent to get into the game because you're gonna have to go through those hurdles, which, bro, bro.
All right, and as an artist, what would you tell an artist, up and coming artist, or an artist that maybe ventured off like you did, and now is maybe thinking about coming back into the game?
So, as an artist, man, that shit's difficult too. Man, it's fucked up.
No, it's easy.
It's not easy. I mean, look, man, like good artists will prevail always. Like
Or stand up.
or stand out, right?
Yeah.
So art trumps whackness. Like there's too much whack shit out there.
Mimicking.
Yeah, and so if you are dope, you are gonna
And you're not in the algorithm. If you're dope, you're not in the algorithm. That's what I tell people.
It's difficult. It's
'Cause
difficult.
everybody tries to
Like label, man. Like there has to be a disruption, like in the music business. You know what I mean? So it's tough. It's tough for an artist, but artists, like man, if you're doing some dope shit, like just do it, and things will come your way. Like that's the way I look at it as an artist.
all right.
You know what I mean?
And now that okay, yeah, we did the young, we did the middle, we did the Mayday, we did the music and realtor, and everybody knows
What's
now.
next?
Now you're an investor. What's next, man?
So I'm doing a flip, a pretty big flip. It's probably one of the bigger flips of my career. Super proud of it because we bought some shit that's fucked up and we're gonna
Flip it into the
flip
next
it
big
into
thing.
like
What area is it at?
Palmetto Bay.
Oh, out
It's my
there?
neighborhood. Yeah, that's
You
where I
live out
live.
there now.
Yeah. So I know my neighborhood, right? So I know comps. I know where the deals
So
are
you're
at.
doing again what you did your first sell.
Yeah.
But now in a
So
higher
so
scheme.
so I flipped the script. I was helping investors. Now I'm actually the fucking
investor.
investor. You know
You
what I
gotta
mean?
talk.
Yeah,
'Cause I have
100%.
ideas. I have
No,
ideas.
dude, like if anybody out there wants to hit me up, like I could brainstorm, I could help you out. Like I love to provide value to people and help them like
Yeah, and this is legit, man. Like I'm telling you, Gianni's an amazing person. His soul, his vibration, his verbiage, the way that he just comes about is awesome. So, like you said, hit him up, let him know what the deal is. And yeah, we're almost at the end of the podcast, man. And I always ask people, like, you remember the movie Bronx Tale?
oh, I love that movie.
At
That's such a
when
good movie.
Sonny's having a conversation with the
Uh-huh.
kid, and the kid asks him, "Would you rather be feared or loved?" What do you think about that?
I think loved, bro. Loved trumps fear, bro. If you got love, there's nothing to fear.
Okay.
You know, fear is like a
Disease.
fear, bro. Fear
It's like
will make you
virus.
not do shit.
It's a virus
It's like fear.
of what?
Yeah.
If you're spiritual, like you
Yeah.
shouldn't have fear.
Like obviously we all have fear.
I mean, it's a feeling,
No,
but it shouldn't be a dictating force.
so I think if you approach things with love, it goes further than
Hell
approaching thing
yeah.
with fear.
Hell yeah.
You know what
Even
I
if
mean?
you don't get what you expect, like a
Yeah,
thank you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
love.
100%. Love, love. I would definitely walk through life with love.
All right. And then the other one is perception versus reality. Perception or reality?
Reality.
Why?
Cuz perception is something that you think that so you're so your thoughts are your thoughts could kind of hinder you, right?
Yeah.
So like if you think too much, it's like paralysis, no, analysis of paralysis.
Oh wow. Okay.
Analysis of paralysis, meaning like if you think too much, you're gonna get paralyzed and not do.
Yeah, like just go.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do reality.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't. Don't
Your
perceive.
perception of what might occur
Yeah,
is not
well,
gonna
it's
align you
gonna
with your
hinder you.
reality.
It's gonna create hurdles in the journey. You know what I mean?
That's
That
awesome. Yo,
yeah.
I love that. Say it again. What is it?
Uh, I think I'm saying it right. I think it's a analysis of paralysis.
Analysis of
Paralysis
paralysis.
of analysis, maybe, but
Either
whatever.
way, it
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
amazing.
You know what I mean?
I don't
Like,
know what that means, but it sounded good.
no, but like it's true, right? Like where if it goes,
I understand you
it's a
100%.
It'll paralyze you if you to analyze too much.
Or you might miss the window.
Yeah, 100%. So I would definitely say go with reality.
Okay.
Go with reality and just put it the best foot forward and shit. That's what I tell my clients, bro. Just put your best foot forward, man. Like stop fucking thinking about this shit.
I
Like,
like that. I
you
like
know what I
that.
mean?
Put your best foot forward, man.
Like, no, but it's true. A lot of people are scared to do shit. It's like, yo, just do it.
I mean, nowadays there's a lot of things to be afraid of, man. But I'm glad that you're one of those people that took the step forward and are at a point now that you're investing in multi-million-dollar properties. You're making moves. You still making beats. You're at a point where you're giving away beats.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
By the way, I got some shit coming.
Let everybody know exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. What's coming up next? Let them know how to find you, and let them know exactly the trajectory that you're heading.
So, so given the whole change in real estate with the commissions, I've pivoted into more of an investor role. Like that is where my new like focus is on
Okay.
because I can't help buyers, bro. And I only work with past clientele, like referral based clientele.
So people that you help make money, now with that money, you're helping them invest in.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So all my whole real estate shit is work with people that I've already worked with. Like and
It's proven.
I've accumulated clients throughout my journey as a realtor, right? And so I'm only doing my own shit or helping past clients because I have that relationship and
Yeah,
it's
man, it
real
makes
and it's
sense.
like I don't have to fake the funk.
It
Like I
makes
don't have to be
sense.
like, okay, I'm Gianni Perocarpi,
No, now
like
they
a
know.
realtor, like
Now
you know
they
what I mean?
know. That they know.
You know what I mean? And so,
How do
what's
they
that?
find you?
How did
Like
they
if
find me?
yeah.
I'm on Instagram, bro. That's my shit. Gianni Perocarpi. You can search me up. I'm sure you're gonna put some links. You know what I
Sure,
mean?
for sure.
So Gianni Perocarpi, IG. Find me, hit me up. Like, let's work. You know what I mean? And then in regards to music, I'm feeding the Mayday guys some music. Got some shit with Rec. I got some shit with Burns. Some dope, dope, dope
Hell
shit.
yeah. I can't wait,
Like
man.
some new shit. And then obviously, the idea is to do like a solo project, like an instrumental.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. I got so
I
much.
think I did a design for you one time, the Johnny Kid.
Yeah, yeah. Bro,
Damn, that
that
was
was
a
like that
long
was a
time ago.
very that was in the very beginning, I think, like very early
Let's
of
bring that one back.
yeah, I think I have it, bro. I have
I
the
know I have
file.
it too. I
I
saw it
have
the other day.
I have the file. I have the file. Some like yellow shit,
All
like
right,
some
brother. Final
yeah.
words. Let the world know what's up.
Man, just live life happy and with love and um spread positivity, bro. We need that in this world. We have a lot of shit going on that
Yeah,
is,
that's all blah blah. Don't worry
yeah,
about it, man. The
yeah,
news will spread gossip and people will talk shit.
yeah,
And if people tell you they know, I'm here to tell you they don't know. Because all I really know is that we don't know. Why? Because we're fed lies,
yeah.
deception,
Oh yeah, yeah,
greed, and like fuck all that shit.
yeah,
Use your intuition, have
yeah.
knowledge of self, make sure you understand that love comes before everything and money ain't shit. All right? So Gianni, thank you again, bro, for coming. I appreciate you. My brother forever, man.
That's what's up, man. Thank you
Yo,
for having me, bro.
welcome. And
Gianni
we're gonna
Cash.
have you again when we invest in that idea that I'm gonna present to you later.
Bro, I got some ideas though.
I
I
got
got
mad
some new
ideas.
shit. I got some new ventures.
So,
But yo,
guys, thanks
yes.
for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Remember to live, love, and laugh. Peace.
Yes, sir.